welcome back to my channel. I never really introduced myself. I'm trying to do that more often. Thank you, sweet girl. Yumma. My name is Nicole and I'm a stay-at-home mom to a baby and a toddler. This video, as you can see from the title, is going to be what I eat in a day. My daughter just made me a little teacup with some apple. I say made in quotations because it's play food and it's very yummy. That's who I was talking to. But this morning, the first thing I had was some collagen coffee. I still need to film my little morning routine. That video is still coming, but I've been having collagen coffee every morning. Normally I measure it out, but I'm running low, so I've just been like estimating. And to my coffee, I add 2 tablespoons of Chobani creamer. I measure it out because otherwise I go crazy. I love sweet things. I love things that taste sweet, so if I don't measure it, I will literally pour like half a cup in. I always froth up, will mix up with my little electric whisk, just the collagen and espresso shot first to make sure it's really incorporated in there so I don't get any clumps. Add my creamer. I add soy milk to add more protein. I always do iced coffee for some reason. Hot coffee makes my head hurt most of the time, so I usually just do iced. The next thing I had this day was like a fruit yogurt bowl. This bowl is fun because instead of fruit with your yogurt, it's like yogurt with your fruit. And as the weather starts to warm up, I just crave fruit more. This one I did strawberries and mango, and then I did a few, like I'd say 2-3 tablespoons of Greek yogurt on top. And here's what makes it so yummy. Squeeze some lime juice over, and lemon juice also works. Add some honey and you have like sweet, sour, tangy, so good. I also sprinkle some hemp seed just for a little extra boost of fat and protein. Really been loving this meal. I'm showing you what it looks like afterwards, and you get like, it's basically, oh, I think I also added some pecans, sorry. You get like this little cereal creamy type milk at the end, and it's so yummy and fruity and juicy. Just make sure your fruits are very ripe when you make this bowl, because obviously it's just mostly fruit and you're really going to taste those flavors. So good. I would really recommend this. The next thing I got started on this day, but I didn't actually eat it until later, was a little strawberry simple syrup, because I decided that later in the day I wanted to make a strawberry matcha, which I think is very trendy right now. This video ended up being a lot of strawberry things. To make the strawberry syrup, I just took half a cup of white cane sugar, half a cup of water, made sure all the sugar was dissolved, and once the sugar was dissolved, I added in a cup of strawberries, so a 2:1 ratio. Let that come to a boil, then brought it down to simmer and let everything simmer together for about 10 minutes. And after that, I came in and mashed the strawberries, letting it sit on the stove for probably a minute or 2 extra. I strained everything out. Do not throw out these strawberries. I will be so sad if you throw them out. You've basically just created very thick jam compote, very yummy, and I actually use it in this video, you'll see in a second. Then you have your syrup. You could also not strain it and have more of like a clumpy, I guess it's not a syrup at that point, it's just like, I don't know what you would call it, but you could have the strawberries in there. But I really just wanted like a pure syrup because I knew I would be using the syrup for other things. I couldn't resist this strawberry jam compote I made, so I took a little piece of homemade sourdough sandwich bread, put some grass-fed butter, and then the strawberries on top, and I shared this with my daughter as my son was napping or finishing up his nap. And then a little bit later, while my babies were actually eating their lunch, I made the strawberry matcha. So unfortunately, I don't know where my matcha whisk went. Added my strawberry syrup. This ended up being so good. I added a little bit more strawberry syrup because I do like my matcha pretty sweet. So springy, so summery, just perfect for this time of year. For lunch, Corey very kindly made me these apples and peanut butter and hash brown because, to be honest, the babies were on one and I was just a little bit stressed and overwhelmed, and sometimes when I'm stressed I just won't eat, and that's obviously not good. So Corey made me this little plate, and because I want to add some protein, I try to have protein with most of my meals, if not all of them is the goal. And so I made 2 boiled eggs and then put everything but the bagel seasoning on top, and this was my little lunch plate, which wasn't that much food. I mean, the peanut butter really ups the calories, but I was still feeling a little peckish after, so I had these popcorners. White cheddar flavor is the best. There's no discussions about that. Finally, it was dinner time. I guess not finally, there's one more thing. For dinner, I ended up making this like very easy pasta bake. I'm not calling it baked ziti because it's not exactly baked ziti, but basically usually I'll do this with Italian sausage, but I had these breakfast sausages that need to be used up, so I actually just used that instead, and it was fine and it worked out well. To the breakfast sausages, after they've cooked up a little bit, I add some tomato sauce, and then I added a little bit of tomato paste just to kind of richen the sauce flavor. If you want to be less lazy than I was right now, you also want to cook up some garlic and onion first before you do the sausage. I didn't have time for that this evening. Again, I was just having a little bit of a stressful day, so I skipped skipped the onion and garlic and instead did a lot of garlic powder, did salt, pepper, and then this mixture that's called veggie seasoning. Once your pasta's done cooking, add it to the pan. Make sure you leave your pasta very al dente because it's going to go in the oven. I add about a half cup of shredded mozzarella cheese into the mixture and then some shredded cheese on top while it's baking at 350 for about 15-20 minutes. I also added some peas just to add some veggies in there. And I'm showing you these little orange peels because I cut some up for the babies and they don't like the peel part. I cut them in between the little segments, but I do eat the little peel parts that they have left over because it's still yummy and I don't want it to go to waste. Finally, for a little dessert, I had this protein brownie and a little strawberry lemon poppy. That was everything I ate this day. I do not eat the same things every day. As I said, maybe I didn't say in the beginning of this video, but I am a breastfeeding mom of 2. My meals are quite simple, as you can see. I prefer to have a bunch of smaller meals rather than big meals. That's just how I prefer to eat if I can do that, but sometimes days are too busy and I just have to have bigger meals. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful and I hope you're drinking out with me. Bye.